How's it going, guys? And welcome back to the LAIR. And today I've got something very, very evil to show you guys. I call this one Dread Contempt. This is a historic best of one. But before we get into it, I just want to say, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. It's free to you and helps us out so much. Feel free to drop me a comment, talk about strategy, deck ideas, misplays. I read the comments daily. And if you have any friends or family that are into Magic, please share the channel with them. Other than that, just one more thing I'd like to say for all of my new followers or subscribers on either Twitch or YouTube. Once you have subscribed or followed, just reach out to me in the chat or the comments. Say something like, hey, I just subscribed or followed or whatever. And I can respond with, to you with an in-game code that you can use in Arena to unlock a mystery gift from Wizards. But don't forget to reach out to me, so that's the only way I can contact you and respond with the code. Other than that, thanks for watching. So let's go ahead and get into this. Onto the 1-drops, we have the full play set of Thoughtseize at sorcery speed. Target player reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card and you lose 2 life. Excuse me. Onto the 2-drops, we have the full play set of Agonizing Remorse. Also at sorcery speed, target opponent reveals their hand. Choose a non-land card from it or a card from their graveyard. Exile that card and you lose 1 life. We have 3 copies of Mazemind Tome. It's an artifact, and we can tap it, put a page counter on it, and scry 1. Or we can pay 2, tap it, put a page counter on it, draw a card. And then when there are 4 more page counters on it, we exile it, and we gain 4 life. Onto the 3-drops, we're running the full playset of Bontu's Last Reckoning. At sorcery speed, destroy all creatures. Lands you control don't untap during your next untap step. We're running the full play set of Chromatic Lantern, an artifact that says lands you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color, and it can also produce mana of any color. So a little bit of ramp there. Onto the 4-drops, we have the full play set of Dread Presence. He's a 3/3, and it says whenever a swamp enters the battlefield under your control, we choose 1, we draw a card and lose 1 life, or Dread Presence deals 2 damage to any target and you gain 2 life. We're running the full play set of Mastermind's Acquisition at sorcery speed. We choose 1, search our library for a card, put it into our hand, then shuffle our library. Or we can look for a card outside the game and pull it into our hand. And we'll get into the sideboard. It has some really nasty shit in it. You'll love it. We have the full play set of Vraska's Contempt at instant speed. Exile target creature or planeswalker, and we gain 2 life. And then finally at the top end, we have 3 copies of Golos, Tireless Pilgrim. He's a 3/5, and when he enters the battlefield, we can search our library for a land card, put that card onto the battlefield tap, and then shuffle your library. And then later on, we can activate his ability, exile the top 3 cards of your library, and you may play them this turn without paying their mana cost. Onto the lands themselves, we're running 3 copies of Cabal Stronghold, 3 copies of Castle Locthwain, 15 Swamps, 3 Radiant Fountains, and then 2 Hagra Broodpit and or Hagra Mauling. This is a modular land. It comes into play. It can enter the battlefield tapped and produce black mana, or at instant speed we can destroy target creature. This spell costs 1 less to cast if opponent controls no basic lands. And then finally the sideboard. We have 1 Tormod's Crypt, artifact that costs 0. We can tap it and sacrifice it and exile all cards from target player's graveyard. I have 1 copy of Clear the Mind. At sorcery speed, target player shuffles their graveyard into their library, and we draw a card. 1 copy of Helm of the Host. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of equipped creature, except that token isn't legendary. If equipped creature is legendary and that token gains haste, then we can equip it for 5. 1 copy of Nicol, Bolas, Dragon God. He comes into play with 4 loyalty. His static ability says he has all loyalty abilities of all planeswalkers on the battlefield. His +1 says you draw a card and each opponent exiles a card from their hand or a permanent they control. His -3 says destroy target creature or planeswalker. And then his -8 says each opponent who doesn't control a legendary creature or planeswalker loses the game. I'm running 2 copies of Casualties of War. At sorcery speed, we choose 1 or more. We can destroy an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, a land, or a planeswalker. 1 copy of Nicol, Bolas, Dragon God. He comes in at 7 loyalty. His +2 ability says target opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. Until the end of turn, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. +1, each opponent exiles 2 cards from their hand. His -4 Nicol Bolas God-Pharaoh deals 7 damage to target opponent, creature an opponent controls, or planeswalker an opponent controls. And then his ultimate says, exile each non-land permanent your opponents control. We have 1 copy of Ruinous Ultimatum. At sorcery speed, destroy all non-land permanents your opponents control. We have 1 copy of Platinum Angel. She's a 4/4 with flying, and it says, you can't lose the game and your opponents can't win the game. 1 copy of Ugin the Spirit Dragon. He comes in at 7 loyalty. His +2 says he does 3 damage to any target. His -X, exile each permanent with converted mana cost X or less that's 1 or more colors. And then his ultimate, you gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, and then put up to 7 permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield. 1 copy of Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. He's a 10/10 indestructible, and when you cast him, exile 2 target permanents, and when Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger attacks, defending player exiles the top 20 cards of their library. I have 1 copy of Sanguine Sacrament. You gain twice X life at instant speed, and then we put it on the bottom of our library. 1 copy of Finale of Revelation. At sorcery speed, draw X cards if X is 10 or more. Instead, shuffle your graveyard into your library, draw X cards, untap up to 5 lands, and you have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. And then we exile Finale of Revelation. 1 copy of Torment of Hailfire. At sorcery speed, repeat the following process X times. Each opponent loses 3 life unless that player sacrifices a non-land permanent or discards a card. And then finally, 1 copy of Sphinx Revelation. At instant speed, you gain X life and draw X cards. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm going to tweak this. I'm going to drop 1 Casualties, and we're going to add a Scarab God just because I think it's a good idea. So what we're trying to do with this deck is just make the opponent never want to play Magic again. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm just going to pop him in the sideboard here. Okay. So we will go into the sideboard. Or not. Okay. There we go. Now he's on the sideboard. We'll get rid of him from here. Okay, so anyways, I'm sorry. Back to the deck itself. What we're looking to do is we're looking to control our opponent's hand early on with Thoughtseize and Agonizing Remorse and get rid of any targets or I should say permanents that we can't handle. Mazemind Tome is a way to help us scry, draw cards, and then eventually gain some life, because we will be losing some life from these Thoughtseize and Agonizing Remorse. Chromatic Lantern kind of is the centerpiece of this deck. It helps us ramp, and it makes our lands tap for any color. Bontu's Last Reckoning is usually a very surprising card for most players because they don't expect mono black to have board wipe. They're thinking you have Cry of the Canarium or Ritual of Soot or something like that. Now the only downside obviously to this is it is at a sorcery speed and we don't untap during our next untap step, so this is kind of like a last resort. We have 4 copies of Dread Presence, once again to get us some card draw, but mainly to help us stabilize from all the early life loss that we're going to have between Thoughtseize and Agonizing Remorse. Mastermind's Acquisition helps us dig for cards in our library, but usually we're going to want to access our sideboard. Vraska's Contempt is another defensive spell. It's just an amazing card at instant speed. We exile target creature or planeswalker. Also gains us 2 life to help us stabilize. And then finally, Golos, Tireless Pilgrim. Once we have a Chromatic Lantern, we can actually activate his bottom ability, and we can drop a Swamp or play a Vraska's Contempt or a Dread Presence or any of our other cards for free. And he also allows us to search for a land card and put it into the battlefield, which, if we have a Dread Presence, will activate him as well. Now let me just briefly talk about the mana base. So we have 3 Cabal Stronghold, 3 Castle Locthwain, 15 Swamp. The 3 Radiant Fountains are also to help us stabilize, gain some life. Hagra, like I said, is a split dual card, which can double as either a land or a spell. But let's go back to Cabal Stronghold for a second. A lot of people don't know about this card either. It says, pay 3, tap, add 1 swamp for each basic swamp you control. So you can imagine how nutty that could be if we have 3, 4, 6, whatever swamps down, then we drop a Cabal Stronghold. Now we can essentially double or triple our mana pool, which then brings us back to when we access the sideboard and we play cards like Sanguine Sacrament or Finale of Revelation or Torment of Hailfire. We can cast them for a ridiculous X and usually just completely annihilate our opponent. Yeah, that's the deck. We've got a 3.1 converted mana cost running 17 creatures and 24 lands. However, technically we're running 26 with the Hagra. So yeah, that's it. Let's hop into some games. Let's see how we do. Thank you guys so much for watching. Very excited for this one. Don't know how it's going to perform, but I am very excited to find out. Also, that sideboard, there seems like a lot of repetition between like reshuffling your graveyard, drawing cards, gaining life, so I might adjust that later on. Alright, so we have a 2-lander here. We got our Cabal Stronghold, we have a Swamp, we have a Thoughtseize turn 1, Agonizing Remorse turn 2, and hopefully by then we'll draw into an additional land, but if we don't, we do have the Hagra Mauling. So we will keep this. Right now, it looks like we can deal with creatures pretty well, so we're looking for planeswalkers, counter spells. So we're going to play out this Swamp, we're going to Thoughtseize. Ooh, Merfolks. So I think we take the Adept to prevent him from drawing cards. Yep. Let's hit him with the Agonizing Remorse. Spell Pierce. Yeah, I'll take that. What does this thing do again? It's been a long time. Rumors can't block. Whenever another Merfolk enters the battlefield under your control. Take him. We will do a Reckoning after he plays this last Merfolk. Yep. I feel like we might need this now. I got 3, 4, 5. Yeah, no, I think we'll hold this up. We'll hold this up for now. Pass. Okay. Gain some life. Let's kill that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. What do we want to do to this guy? I think do we just get out Nicol Bolas? Or we can pull out the Scarab God and start making zombies. I think that might be the plan. Let's take the Scarab God. Got a lot of creatures that can't block, but Dread Presence is also nice. We'll play out the Scarab God. Huh. That's cool. I've never even heard of that card. Yeah, careful. So, I think we'll play you. We'll play you. We'll take you out. And... oh, he quit. That's the goal of this deck. Make them quit.
Make them never want to play Magic again, right?
Sorry, I'm in a type of way. I streamed for a couple hours yesterday and spent a lot of time losing to mono red and some other annoying shells, so I just decided to make the most hateful deck that I possibly could. I swear I'm a nice guy.
Really is.
Alright.
Just want to make them not like their life, right? I'm gonna get something to drink.
Okay, bud.
Okay.
Love you, T-Man. Our opponent is Purple Macaroni. I love it. Okay, so we have a 3-lander here. We have 2 Bontus, and we have a Vraska, Golos. I feel like it's a little slow. I'd like to have at least one interactive spell early on. I think we'll mulligan this, see what we get. Okay, this seems a little bit better. Thoughtseize turn 1, Mazemind turn 2, ramp into a Chromatic. We'll keep this. So we'll keep this. I'll drop a Chromatic. We will play out Thoughtseize. Let's see what we're dealing with. Ooh. 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 Do I feel like I just get rid of Teferi immediately. Assuming he's going to take Mazemind. So what is he playing? He's playing Esper Control. Okay, he's got another Thoughtseize, unfortunately. And a Dovin's. Interesting. We will run out the Chromatic anyways. Okay. The Chromatic is not essential. Are you loading up sodas?
Yeah.
Wow.
Especially because I want some cold cream sodas.
Okay, we'll pass here. We'll see what he does. Still no Thoughtseize? What is he waiting on? Okay, we'll draw a card then. Okay. I'm going to play out this Golos and search for a Cabal Stronghold since our opponent doesn't want to do anything. Okay. Now he does have that... He does have... he is running counter spells. So we'll see. He still has that Thoughtseize. You can see my... There it is. Well, you choose. Okay.
Okay, fridge loaded.
Let's take a peek. Thank you, sir. Another Dovin's. Negate. Okay. Does that mean he has another one? Let's see. He's running counter spells. He's running hand disruption. Search your library for a card, put it into your hand. Yeah, I mean, let's go big, huh? Let's go big or go home. I think we'll take Nicol Bolas. Wow, he's running Thoughtseize, Thought Erasure, Agonizing Remorse. It's even more hate than me. Alright, so we'll attack in here. We'll end the turn. We'll draw a card on the end of our opponent's turn. I didn't even think about it. You know what I should have done? I should have... okay. I should have searched for the Chromatic Lantern. That Nicol Bolas was a waste. Sure. Let's draw a card first. There's a Dread Presence. Unfortunately, it doesn't count. This does not count as a swamp, but it is what it is. We'll hold up the Locthwain to draw a card. Running Narset as well. Shuts down our Dread Presence, but if we draw into a land, a swamp, we can ping him. We definitely have to take out the Teferi immediately. Let's see what he draws. No board wipe. He could be running... Ooh. So this is like a Esper Super Friends.
Keep up the pace.
Okay. Ooh. Search. Draw a card. So nice. All right. So let's play Radiant. Gain some life. Let's play Golos. Let's pull out a swamp. Okay. We need to kill Teferi immediately. You. Unfortunately,
Still have much to learn.
He's going to Liliana and then make us sack both, but it is what it is. He also has quite a few cards in his graveyard, so he's going to flip as Kanta. Okay. There's the flip. He plays Liliana, -2, make a sacrifice both. He could still, or he could just play another Teferi, of course, but I don't know if this was the right move.
I'm known for my
Because he can only deal with one of these, and then he's gonna get killed. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, so we'll draw a card. Where's the Mastermind?
Reverse.
This Thoughtseize is very nice, so we'll take that shit. Get that out here. So let's activate Cabal. We're going to search up Chromatic Lantern. Play Chromatic Lantern. We are going to kill this stupid Teferi. The second one. Okay.
This is hardly my worst.
Now, next turn, we'll draw a card. Okay, he searches and he gets... What does he get? He gets a cast down. Well, non-legendary is not going to help you with it. And he quits! That's 2 quits in a row. We're doing good. And we won against control. That always feels good as well. I think that guy's deck was even more dick than mine, honestly.
Just want to make them pay for life.
Right? All right. I'm feeling the dread contempt. Feeling it. Yeah, and I think we could have done played a little bit better. That first Masterminds I used, I should have searched for the Chromatic Lantern. Because obviously my sideboard depends on the Chromatic Lantern working. Okay, so we have a 3-lander here. We've got an Agonizing Remorse. We have a Dread Presence. I mean, yeah, this is keepable. Got 3-lander here. Man, I gotta tell you, that last game felt good. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Excuse me. Well, Cedric 81. He's doesn't appear to be here. All right, let's see what we're playing. Ooh, Rakdos. Could it be Rakdos mid-range? Could it be... Let's get that Croaks out of your hand. Which is Oven. I guess we take Mayhem Devil. So this could be... Well, this isn't traditional Rakdos sacrifice, but that's the 3rd quit in a row. I love it. Let's keep the quit train going. Cedric 81, my man.
Quit train.
All right, let's hop into another one. Acid Baron. Let's see if we're finally going to play some mono red here. I feel like that's obviously, it's always a struggle to play mono red, but anyway, so yeah, we have a 4-lander here technically. Mazemind. Ugh. I'd like to see some early, like I said, some early hand hate. Just seems clunky. Let's mulligan this. Okay, so we got a 2-lander here. We have a Thoughtseize, we have a Bontu's, we have our Chromatic Lantern. So I guess we'll keep this, and we will drop the Masterminds for now, since we have the Chromatic Lantern in hand, and we can swamp turn 1 Thoughtseize. Looks like we might be playing Silencia, possibly Silencia counters. So let's take a look. Ooh. Escape to the Wilds. Damn, son, you kept a slow-ass hand. I guess we take... the Wrath. Hello. So let's play Radiant. Let's take Plane-wide Celebration. Alright, so it looks like we're gonna have to exile his graveyard. There's the Dread. What kind of weird ass deck is this? He's running board wipes, he's got Escape to the Wilds, but no early play. Yeah. So we'll do this. We'll do this. We'll draw a card, lose 1 life. Okay.
It is the ties that bind us all. Harness
No attack either. Okay. What's the move here? Unfortunately, Cabal Stronghold is not a swamp, but if we play Golos, we search up a swamp, and we do 2 damage. To you. Play our Cabal. 3, 4. Do I attack here? I wonder. If I attack in, he loses a land. I think that's the play, right? We don't want him untapping with Nissa, because we can just kill next turn anyways. He does not block. That is very interesting. Huh. Escape to the wilds? He can plane wide now. He's escaping. Okay. So he gets a bunch of land and a what? What the hell? This is a very odd
Jakey
deck. Okay, so
Rise, my
cool.
elemental friend.
Still no attack in? A Guardian Idol. Okay. And so I think we activate Golos, right? Oh, beautiful. I love it. So let's play Chromatic Lantern for the free. Let's play another Dread Presence for free. Let's Vraska's Contempt you. And we'll attack in with you. Now this only returns permanence, which is good for us, because he can't get back his Wrath. But he does have quite a bit of land now, so if he Wraths, I'm fine. He'll blow up 2 of his lands, and we still have still got plenty of action. He's got to deal with this Golos. He's got to deal with the Golos. There's a plane wide, okay. Proliferate, proliferate, proliferate. Okay. I'm going to come in for 12. I'm going to come in for 9. Okay. I'm good. So let's activate again. Well, this will give us 4. We just smack the face, smack the face. Play out our Mazemind. Okay. And I guess we pass. Now this turn we're gonna, of course, have to double block. It's gonna feel bad, but it is what it is. So is this just... I wonder if this is just a... He Nissa ramps into plane wide and tries to go... Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's trying to ultimate. Okay, cool. Yeah. Cool. Well, we're definitely going to have to block now. I was originally going to double block one, but now we're just going to spread the wealth. So we'll scry here. They'll be dead, so there's no sense in keeping another swamp. So we have to block you, and we have to block you. Looks like next turn we're probably just going to be doing Bontus. We have to. He's played 2 plane wides. Another Guardian. Okay. There's another Golos. So, what do I do? I think I Bontu, right? Do we still have enough? We do, so let's just do this. Let's activate the ability, right? Looking for... That's what we're looking for. Okay. Let's play out our swamp. Let's... If I Agonizing, I can't cast Bontus, right? So let's attack first. You gonna block it? Okay, cool. 3 points of damage. And Bontus. And let's take a peek. Ooh, that's nice. Get rid of him. I think it's game blouses, my friend. He's got his guardian idols he can swing in for 4. But it should be a or he could just top deck an Ugin. Cool. Another Agonizing Remorse. Okay. Well, luckily all we have on the board is colorless, so it's not too bad. Definitely looking for a Vraska's Contempt now. We have one in the bin. Pretty nasty. What's the move here? He's got a Wrath, so we could take the Wrath, but I feel like prioritizing drawing a card is going to be the best move here, because we need to get rid of this Ugin as soon as possible, so we'll wait on that. That Ugin, man. Okay, so he's just doing 3. We really need to find another Vraska's. Okay. That is not a Vraska's. He's at 11. Next turn he can ultimate. Yeah, I think Wish that was Vraska's. Let's Cabal, maybe? Okay, so there's hope. So let's get the Golos down. Swamp. Let's activate his ability. Need that Vraska's. There it is. Play you. Play you. Play.
Endings are inevitable.
Thoughtseize. Here. Pass. Now, he's going to come in for 6. We'll block. We'll gain 4. Okay. We may have to Bontu's again. Such a close match. So yeah, he's running the Plane-wide celebration proliferate cheat, where he's trying to play a ramp into like a planeswalker and then ultimate them the next turn. Cool. One more. Okay. So there's a swamp. So we can play... I think the swamp is good because with the Cabal Stronghold, it gets really, really crazy. And then, okay. I don't know why he's not attacking with this last one. Alright, so what's the move here? I think we Cabal again. So there's 7. Let's play Dread Presence. Let's play the swamp. Let's do this. Gain some life. Let's activate Golos. Okay, let's play another Dread Presence. Don't need the Bontu. Let's activate again. Can't activate again, that's fine. In for 6. Just hold up the Hagra. I think we have to be aggressive here, because if he draws into another Ugin, then we're going to be in trouble. Ugin doesn't get rid of Golos, though, which is nice. Alright, man, what you got? That's not an Ugin. We have the Hagra. I feel like if he comes in, we can Hagra one of the Guardians. Not too interested in using the Agonizing, of course. He has no cards in his hand. And then next turn we go in for 9. He's not even going to attack in? Well, because remember, he can actually activate these at any time. So maybe he's trying to be slick. I mean, yeah, I think we just Golos it up. Sorry, just 1 second. I'm almost done with this match. There's the Masterminds. Okay, so now I think we're okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's pull a card we own from outside the game. What has he got in his graveyard? permanents. No permanents. Could Ruinous... Or we could just finish him off with Torment of Hailfire. I think that's the move. Yeah. Good game. So we are going to Torment for 13, 14, 15, 16. Look at this. Look at this finisher. Look at this. How you feel? How you feel about that? 39 damage. One turn. Paper. That, I believe that is quit number 4.
In a row?
It's 4 quits in a row.
Wow, you're really dishing out the hate today.
Yeah. Alright.
Poor guy. You know what, Mr. Taylor?
Alright, my friends, that's all I've got for you today's episode. As you can see, the deck is an evil masterpiece, let's just say that. Like always, I will be putting the deck list in the description of my video. Just want to end it off and say, if you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. It's free to you and helps us out so much. Also, feel free to drop me a comment, talk about strategy, deck ideas, misplays. I read the comments daily. And if you have any friends or family that are into Magic, please share the channel with them. And don't forget, if you're going to be a new follower or subscriber on either my Twitch or YouTube channels, just reach out to me once you have subscribed or followed in the chat or the comments. Say something like, hey, I just subscribed or followed, and I can respond to you with an in-game code that you can use to unlock a mystery gift from Wizards. Other than that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.